Welcome to Straight Talk, the Place Overseas podcast, where we decode the latest real estate trends with a special focus on Dubai. I'm Nafisa and great to have you with us. We are here to help you shape your strategy, make smarter investment decisions, and discover new opportunities in one of the world's most dynamic property markets. Now, in a city where ambition meets architecture, Dubai continues to redefine what's possible in real estate. From luxury living to smart investments, this particular episode, dives into how Dubai's property market is not just a place to buy a home, but to build a future. Now, whether you are one, an investor seeking capital growth, two, a professional looking to expand your portfolio, or three, a family searching for your dream home, we explore why Dubai remains one of the world's most magnetic real estate destinations. With me, as always, is Cameron. Hi, Cameron.
Hello there,
Deggin.
Nafisa.
You know him very
How
well.
are you?
My one and only guest and one and only expert, I think, looking into Dubai now particularly and trying to understand the latest trends over there. Now, Cameron, in your opinion, what makes Dubai's property market such an attractive portfolio builder?
Thanks a lot, Nafisa. And first of all, fantastic introduction.
Thanks.
Lovely. Really loved it.
I've tried to clarify what are we going to discuss.
Absolutely.
So
the
for people
frame
who are
is up
busy,
front.
you know what's happening here.
Exactly. It's like I do watch a lot of documentary style programs on YouTube. And the ones that I actually appreciate the most are the ones that straight up front, they tell you what this next 30 minutes, 40 minutes is all about. So that you know. And then you make a decision, an informed decision, whether you want to watch it all the way to the end. So fantastic there. Look, I've got pages and pages of data here, statistics, analysis. And
you came well prepared.
I did. And many numbers.
Guys, he prepared specifically for this
proper
episode.
numbers. But I'm not going to bore anybody with a lot of numbers. So I'm going to go quite high level here. Okay? I'm not going to throw a lot of numbers. No need. So I'm going to go high level. So what was your question again?
I said, why is Dubai still so attractive if you are a portfolio builder?
Okay, well, Dubai is still attractive if from an investment viewpoint. So I'm not tackling home buyers viewpoint, family home buyers viewpoint. I'm currently more talking from the perspective of real estate investors. It is still attractive because there is still expectation of handsome capital growth over the next 3 to 5 years at least. Rental returns are significantly higher than most mature real estate markets, significantly higher, considering, of course, that there is no income tax and there is no capital gains tax either. So that definitely helps your returns at the end of the day.
So right at the start, compare Dubai with other global cities when it comes to capital acceleration.
Yes. If you compare Dubai with other global cities, currently in Dubai, the average net rental income you can expect as an investor is between 6 to 7%. This is net of all management and letting expenses. 6 to 7% net is very, very high. For example, in Istanbul currently, the net rental returns on long-term rentals, I'm discounting Airbnb style short-term lettings here, in Istanbul is just shy of 5%. So if you are delivering net 7%, well, that's almost 40% higher than what you're getting in Istanbul. If we were to compare it to, say, London average, the city of London, let's say the greater London, well, then Dubai's net returns will be probably 50, if not 60% higher than what London returns. Because Istanbul's net returns...
50%.
Definitely. Istanbul delivers higher than London, for example, in terms of net rental yields. And Dubai delivers significantly higher than Istanbul. then Paris, then New York, then Los Angeles. So if you compare, then Singapore, if you compare Dubai to established real estate markets from around the world, Dubai delivers noticeably higher net rental income. Of that rental income, what we're seeing is family homes type properties deliver a little less in terms of rental income, whereas apartments, certain value range apartments in particular, which are more transitional type of properties rather than geared toward families settling, establishing roots.
Let me jump in here, guys. Watch our episode second if you want to talk. If you want to know more about
Yes.
why families are driving the market in Dubai. Cameron, let me ask you this: what's driving this confidence in real estate market in Dubai?
What is driving the confidence is, and there's one thing in Dubai market in past years has certainly been quite symptomatic of that. There's a lot of hype. Real estate is sold via hype all around the world. You got to hype it up a little bit. As far as Dubai is concerned, in the past 20, 30 years, that hype, let's say the level of hype selling, certainly was a great deal higher than anywhere else I've seen around the world. But what I'm seeing now, which most certainly supports the continued confidence in the market, is that hype is giving way to genuine end user communities, which are supported by plenty of government initiatives, such as the new Golden Visa program, such as the new first-time home buyer support initiative.
We'll talk about first-time home buyer in our next episode, guys. But Cameron's going to mention briefly. It's very interesting.
It's a very important initiative. They just announced it literally 3-4 months ago in 2025, and this is there to support, as it says, first-time home buyers to a certain level, and it's a generous level as well for a first-time home. So that will most certainly have a major impact, given that the population of Dubai is planned to double in the next 5 years. What that means is more and more and more home buyers, permanent living. So these are the corridors and these are the major factors, also aided with a lot of investment in IT, AI, artificial intelligence, which, as I always say, in my opinion, is without shadow of a doubt the next big thing in the world, AI. And Dubai, well, actually Abu Dhabi too, United
UAE
Arab
in
Emirates, UAE in general, but Dubai and Abu Dhabi in particular, they are fronting quite a lot of the AI developments around the world, particularly on the energy side of it, creating energy to support these developments.
What's the most attractive thing for me? It's something that you mentioned last time. It's this 20 minutes concept.
Absolutely.
Trend. I've just returned from my hometown, Sarajevo, where you can actually do that, right? You can wake up and walk.
Is a small, sweet town.
Small, sweet town.
And authentic.
With a beautiful history. Everyone visits Sarajevo. Look at me now. Can I promote my city a little bit?
We have to.
They call us a small New York, and everyone's coming. This year we had the record number of tourists, especially from Dubai as well, and the UAE in general, the Gulf area. Anyway, what I really enjoyed over the weekend, although I was alone with a small baby, but I could do so many things in 20 minutes. And I was thinking, okay, this is the concept that Cameron and me talked about.
Comfort, luxury.
Exactly.
This is real luxury.
So talk about these latest trends that are currently
exactly.
that are being promoted in Dubai.
Well, alongside the Golden Visa we talked about, which gives you up to 10 years of permanent living in Dubai, which I believe you can also renew. There are other types of visas. It's not necessarily a golden visa, but there are other things that can give you up to 5-year settlement in Dubai. This is also new. These are all new initiatives. Then this first-time home buyer support program, in my opinion, will be big news, particularly for investors, property investors. Look at those corridors. There will be massive demand created along the corridors of this first time buyer support program, which has a ceiling. So there'll be a price range, a type, a concept, an area of these homes that will come in massive demand. We will talk about that, I think, more so next episode.
I'll ask you
This is
about
an important
specific
one.
areas because this is good. Talk, but we want to know.
We want to know the specifics,
specifically,
which we will give. There's the talent, and for me, that is a massive, massive indicator. I was in Dubai the last 2 weeks, and one thing I noticed in Dubai, and as someone who grew up in London, who started his professional life career in London, for me, London was always a talent spotting place where you had a lot of talent, a lot of dynamics there that you could, a massive talent pool in all disciplines. Now, what I'm seeing is Dubai is creating that. It's almost mimicking what London did 40 years ago, 50 years ago to pool that talent. How did London do it? It's very simple. By making the city of London the most desirable place to live. Best schools for your children, if you're a CEO. Best living conditions, best restaurants, Michelin star restaurants, that.
Well, Dubai is slowly getting there. I mean,
that's
when you talk
exactly
about schools,
what they're doing, Nafisa. And I was impressed with the talent pool I saw there, particularly in IT sector.
A lot of people, they are moving to Dubai these days.
Particularly in IT sector. I was really impressed. Now, again, I will regurgitate myself, I know, but I see IT, AI, artificial intelligence, as the next big thing in the world. And they're investing in that, which means there'll be more and more talent.
Guys,
coming
we didn't
there.
use AI in making this show.
No, we are genuine.
We are genuine.
We're genuine. Camera and Nafisa.
We wrote it. We checked it. We did check with AI on the certain conversions of money, let's say from dirhams to. But we have to do that.
Of course.
To make sure. No, but I'm encouraging usage of AI everywhere, especially in media, in a careful way. But they cannot replace the experience. So listen, Cameron, can you? As I mentioned, I want you now to tell us 2 or 3 specific areas that are going to be next, let's say, on areas with growth potential.
Okay. Now, the next on areas for growth potential. Now, what I'd like to do here is I'd like to address off-plan investors with that. So my answer, I'd like to structure in such a way that hopefully I'm addressing the needs, the concerns of off-plan investors. Now, off-plan investors still in the last 18 months, 2024 and 2025, still accounted for 70% of the entire market in Dubai. This is very interesting. But a slight shift from prior years. Instead of investing more and more in small apartments or seafront properties in the older days, the Palm Jumeirahs and this and that, these big brands, they're chasing the brands, they're chasing the trophy assets. What we are seeing now with off-plan investment is the ratios, the numbers are moving more and more toward what we call master communities. Master communities.
Can you explain more on that?
Master communities with schools, hospitals, golf, lifestyle facilities to sustain permanent living, to sustain families. We call these master communities. So these are not small developments. These are big developments. They are massive developments, almost like building new towns, building new small cities in particular areas that are well connected.
Can you mention a couple of names of the areas?
Yes, I'd like to mention a few areas. A few areas that are already happened as master communities and they represent very good value for money are Dubai South or Damak Hills, Dubai Hills. these types of areas. These areas are well connected to downtown, well connected to the finance districts, the business bay area, but at the same time, they may not necessarily be seafront areas themselves. They may not necessarily be heavily branded, or they may not necessarily be trophy assets, but they're areas that sustain communities, families. Again, our motto, what we keep on saying, end users.
My last question to you was to give advice to first-time investors. I mean, first advice is watch our next episode, as there you'll find everything you need to know at this moment if you're considering investing in Dubai. But is this sort of your advice? Watch to these areas, these master communities?
Now, these areas are, I gave them as examples of master communities, either communities that have already evolved, that have already been created, or communities where there are still good opportunities for off-plan purchases, under construction purchases with payment terms, and areas that are being created. But for off-plan, keen off-plan investors who are also interested in pre-launch opportunities in areas, in those very select pockets, and I want to reiterate, you want to go off plan, you want to take advantage of the value growth from pre-launch to completion, which is more of a short to medium term investment strategy, also known as flipping strategy. I don't like the word, but it is known as that.
Yeah.
If you want to take advantage of that,
it
is an interesting word.
Yeah.
If you wish to take advantage of this particular strategy, be very, very selective in Dubai. Do not go with the hype. This is something I will say always, and I said it last two programs too, and I will keep. Don't go with the hype. Go with reality. Now, there are a few areas that I can name, and I see where there are suitable plots, large available plots, where zoning and planning have gone through, where they're prime for building such master communities, and our intelligence already tells us that those master communities will be launched by tier 1 developers in these areas, just to name a few. And I went and I visited those areas, and I can definitely see why, because they're very well connected to, say, Dubai downtown, 10-15 minutes.
Very important.
They're very well connected with the new metro infrastructure coming. Some of these areas will have the metro infrastructure. I think it's called the Blue Line, crossing straight through. And they have the land and the lay of the land to create the master communities with lifestyle communities, retail outlets, restaurants, golf, parks, schools, what we need to live in a community for families. Now, there are a few of these areas, I named them, but I want to look them up. Because I don't want to mispronounce these names. I visited those areas. Now, one particular area I really liked, there's hardly anything now, but I can just fly forward 5 years and I see what will happen. It's called Jaddaf, an area called Jaddaf. The plots, the way they are organized, the names that have already acquired those plots, it's obvious what will happen there. New master communities are coming there, and they will be very affordable. Affordable. The key is affordable. And the sweet spots is 2 million dirhams, which is around $550,000, and 1.4, 1.5 to $2 million, about 5 million dirhams. Why are these?
Affordable for Dubai.
But why are these sweet spots? I'll tell you the reasons. And these master communities, from what I can see, will target these sweet spots where these areas are. Like Jaddaf, one, Meydan. Well, Meydan is an interesting one. Meydan and District 11. Highlight these areas, Mortaza, because these areas, in my opinion, are among the top next off-plan high-rise graph areas, where over the next 5 years, 3 years, investors will still be making acute gains through flipping. Buying, first one in, buying at lowest cost, riding the wave for a while, and selling to either an end user or another investor. In these areas, there'll be big opportunities because of the value that they'll be launched at. Now, the two sweet spots for apartments or even smaller, what we call family homes. In Dubai, the big word nowadays is townhouses. Right? This is the buzzword, townhouse. What a townhouse basically means is that it is not an apartment. It may come with a little garden of its own. Usually we call in the UK, we would call it either a terraced property or a mid-terrace or semi-detached property. These are townhouses, meaning that you've got a bit of land, maybe a bit of plot, a backyard of your own. It's not a high-rise. It's usually 2 or 3 floors. But you share one wall or both of your walls with your neighbors. So it's not a detached villa. So I think they use the word villa to mean a proper detached property that sits in its independent garden. And they use the word townhouse to mean it's either semi-detached or terraced house. That's what we use these words. So at this price range, around $550,000, which is your golden visa range. A golden visa, which gives you that 10-year permanency, peace of mind, costs $550,000. So there's a sweet spot there.
That's a solid
like
advice.
550 to 750.
Yeah.
550,000 to $750,000. Watch this range. If you can get these small so-called townhouses or nice apartments in that range, geared toward families in upcoming areas, if you can get a nice payment plan too, in my opinion, you will not go wrong and you will make very decent money as a capital accelerator, okay, which is buy-sell strategy. People do that, so we need to talk about that. And also there's another sweet spot, which is this new first-time home support range. The ceiling given for that is around $1.4 million. So what the government is saying there is that they will give financial support, priority launch support, so they will let you in and they will also financially support you as a first-time home buyer to a level of around $1.4 million. What that means to me is that there'll be a sweet spot there, around $1.5 million range for these townhouses, for villas. And in some of these areas I mentioned, well, at least Jeddah and District 11, I expect there to be a good number of spot and stock coming up along those sweet spots I just mentioned. So watch out for that. There'll be money to be made here.
Watch out for that and watch our next episode where we will discuss first-time home buyers in Dubai. And Cameron, thanks so much. So guys, as I mentioned at the beginning, whether you are a capital accelerator, whether you are a portfolio builder, whether you're looking for a family home, Dubai is a place to get in, and we are here to help you. So it continues to stand as a city of opportunities, I would say.
Well, certainly,
Cameron.
certainly. I mean, I mentioned the off-plan where I would go for off-plan. I would certainly go for mid-range, affordable to mid-range. I wouldn't go for brands or trophy assets, unless they're by tier one developers, and there are like 3 to 5 developers there that are tier one developers. They build Dubai. They build the master communities. And make sure that if you're going for off-plan in kind of higher end trophy or heavily branded kind of off-plan, be very, very, very selective. Very, very selective. I think the main gains for high rental returns as well as for upsides, in my opinion, will be in the mid-range. You can still play the off-plan game. You got to find the right spots that have the concept, the connectivity, and that will pull the families in. So they've got that lifestyle, and there are a few areas for that. A few of them I named, and there are a few more. And also, still, established communities, there is money to be made, particularly for portfolio builders, long-term asset holders. Even in areas like JVC. JVC stands for Jumeirah Village Circle. It's a bit of a mid-range area, value to mid-range area, congested, busy, but there's life there. There's very interesting community there. It's kind of a sizable area. Continues to deliver good ROI, particularly for long-term portfolio builders on rental income. And even places like Palm Jumeirah. Okay. Majority of the stock is old.
Yeah.
Prices are
Come on.
astronomical.
Yeah,
astronomical.
Yeah.
Now, there's another palm, as you know, that they're building. Now, this palm had been, centered to a lot of discussions, quite a few stops, and there were a lot of issues centered around it over the past 10, 15 years. But now it is happening. This is the Jebel Ali, Palm Jebel Ali. It's a bigger palm, further down from Palm Jumeirah. There are opportunities there, and there will be opportunities there for family homes as well as for portfolio builders. But a bit higher end. It's not the mid-range.
Yeah. So Cameron did my bottom line for this show, which is great. But I do want to say that at the beginning, whatever we mentioned, I think we did discuss, and that's my goal here, Cameron. I really want what we promised in an intro to deliver, and I think we managed to do that with this show. So guys, if you have some specific questions or you want us to help you with your tailor-made plans for your next investment in Dubai, do write us. You have this below this video, you have the description with all the details. Murtaza, that Cameron mentioned, is our producer, so he'll help you out with everything as well. And yes, he will do those maps so you know exactly where these areas are. Watch our other episodes if you're slowly thinking about investing in Dubai. We started from more generic topics to the specific things that we want you to know about. And see you next time. If you like the show, as always, give us a thumbs up or subscribe. We are here to help you with our solid advices, right? We have solid advices.
I think so. I think so. I mean, it's refreshing to see that our straight talks are now down to 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. Because in the old days, our biggest struggle was to keep them short, which is because we love talking.
This one might be a bit longer, but it's fine. We'll keep it as it is.
You haven't asked me any of my homework. I've done a lot of analysis. I've got all these figures, statistics.
Cameron, we have a show every week, okay? You don't need to, yeah. Well,
you don't need to show it all off now.
Cameron just came back from Dubai, so he has so many new things to say. But he always brings in new experiences. Anyway, let us know if we can help you out with anything. We are here, and see you again next week. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.